Assalamualaikum and hi. We are from Group F will be present about the electric vehicle development and charging technology and status of development in Malaysia. This is our team member. That is Syarul Nabil, Mirza Aiman, Azri Hamzi and me, Muhammad Rizwan. Firstly, I would like to present about the introduction of electric vehicle. Electric vehicle is only use electric motor as a main source to move the vehicle. Electric vehicle also has a large battery capacity. The electric vehicle must be charged by an external power source. The range of electric vehicle to use is around 120 km to 400 km. In Malaysia, only a branded car that use a fully electric for the vehicle such as Tesla, Nissan and BMW. Then we move to the Malaysia electrical vehicle development. By the year 2030, our government plan to replace the conventional public transport to electric public transport with 2,000 electric buses. And then for the private vehicle, our government plan to have 100,000 electric motorcycle and 100,000 electric car on the road. After that, our government also plan to expand the electric vehicle ecosystem with 125,000 charging stations. Uh, for vehicle economy, the company such as CKD Manufacturing has been invest in our country to manufacture the second life of electric vehicle battery. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Azri Hamzi Badul Razak and I will be presenting to you about the contribution from the seminar that we have attended about electric vehicle development and charging infrastructure. For the brief contribution from the seminar enlightened the audience about the development of electric vehicle globally. Secondly is to give the audience the idea about the gas emission from the ICE vehicle. Thirdly is to prove that the EV is more eco-friendly than the ICE vehicle. Lastly is to educate the audience about the type of EV and charging port development. For the development of the EV worldwide, we have on the left side is the statistic of the countries with the highest share of plug-in vehicle car sale in 2020. As for the right side, we have the plan development in ASEAN about the electric vehicle. We have Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, Indonesia, Vietnam and Philippines. As for in Malaysia, we are targeting to have 125,000 of EV charging station by the end of 2030, and Malaysia is also committed to reduce the carbon emission from vehicle by improving fuel economy level in Malaysia by 2025. Currently in Malaysia, we have only 500 public AC charging station and only 9 public DC charging station for EV in Malaysia. As for the greenhouse effect, from the left side we have the chart to show us that the transportation alone contributes about 29% of greenhouse gases. As for the right hand side, we are comparing about the ICE and the BEV gas emission of GHG. As you can see here, the ICE produce more greenhouse gases than the BEV, and we can conclude that the EV or electric vehicle is more eco-friendly than the ICE. Lastly, we are looking at the type of EV and the charging port. We have three type of EV, which are HEV, PHEV, and BEV. HEV is the hybrid electric vehicle, while PHEV is the plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, and BEV is the battery electric vehicle. PHEV will run anywhere from 10 to 40 miles, whereas the HEV will only run less than 2 to 3 miles, and BEV can run up to 200 miles from fully charged. The HEV are more dependent from the gasoline or diesel. The PHEV have a plug-in which we can charge the battery. It is like 50-50 from the gasoline and from the battery, and battery electric vehicle is 100% from the battery powered alone. And from the right side you can see the type of charging port for the electric vehicle. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi everyone. My name is Muhammad Mizan Aiman bin Maisa, and here I will present the discussion on issue of EV development and charging infrastructure in Malaysia. So there are some concerns about the EV development and charging infrastructure in Malaysia. First of all, there are limited charging stations in Malaysia for now. As we know, the most public company which provide charging station for EV is Charge EV, but Charge EV only provide approximately 326 charging station and only at 223 location in Malaysia. But most of the station available in center of Malaysia and mostly in Klang Valley area. And there were few stations on East Coast Sabah and Sarawak. This could be a problem for EV owner who live and travel outside of charging station area. Moreover, sometimes there was a normal petrol engine car with still the charging station spot for parking, which will give some hard time for EV owner to recharge their car. Besides, for those live landed house may not have this problem because they could charge their car by plugging into DC charger. But for those live in apartment and condominium, it could be a inconvenient due to lack of charging facility. So for the next concern is if the owner of EV car forget to charge their car overnight, so they will have a low battery for their for use for tomorrow morning. So they will need to drive to nearby charging station. However, there are insufficient DC charging or fast charger type for to charge EV car, so it could be an issue for some people who want to charge fast. For example, as we can see, Nissan Leaf has 80 kilowatt battery capacity, but it still need around 6 to 7 hours to charge up to 80%. So this could be a problem because the drive range depends on battery capacity. So the slow charging will make people to go work late. And the bigger battery capacity will provide a longer drive range, such as Tesla and BMW. But all of those cars are very expensive and uh, normal. Mostly Malaysian can afford to buy Tesla because the price is very expensive. So that's all from me. Thank you.
To summarize this video, as the conclusion, to this day Malaysia is still lagging behind its regional peers when it comes to electric vehicle charging infrastructure, just as AC charging station and DC fast charging stations. One of the most important factors to consider when it comes to electric vehicle infrastructure is the number of DC fast charging stations available. It's helped to remove range anxiety. And in Malaysia, there are about 1,500 public AC charging stations and only 9 public DC fast charging stations for electric vehicles. Compared to other Asian countries, Malaysia is still using internal combustion engine power vehicle. However, the parties involved in the EV development in Malaysia are working together to develop more electric vehicle infrastructure in the future. Thank you.